What is going on, guys? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another update for you all on Jaguar Health, ticker symbol JAGX, excuse me. So before we dive into the video, I do want to give a quick shout out, of course, like I always do, to the Patreon members. We're at 156 members strong. Anyone that's part of the 1K to 10K penny stock challenge, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. I'm pretty excited to see where it's going to take us. We're just getting started. It's only been a couple days, so it's, of course, not too late to join. So if you are interested, feel free to join the Discord where I have some additional information about it, or look at some of the previous videos, again, that I'll link in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So Jaguar Health, JAGX. Guys, this has kind of been, sleeping lately. If we look at the price action, if I pull it up here, you can see since it pretty much ran up beginning of January, it's kind of just been consolidating. 250, 280s, looks like, to $3. And it's been pretty boring, unfortunately, because again, the rumors are still rumors. We haven't seen any news that confirms some of the things that we talked about back when it was at $1.78 a share on January 4th. So again, just to give you guys a quick recap of some of the new updates and the news that came out recently, because I'm pretty excited about it. And it's this memorandum that was signed. So Memorandum of Understanding. So Jaguar Health today announced, and this was on the 18th of February, mind you, so that the company has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the lead sponsor of the planned Dragon Special Purpose Acquisition Company, or a SPAC, which is pursuing listing on AIM Italia. So similar to the NYSE, where we have the New York Stock Exchange, we also have the NASDAQ. So the AIM Italia is just another exchange, but that's in Europe, of course. So per the MOU, or Memorandum of Understanding, NAPO EU, which is again a direct subsidiary for Jaguar Health, they're the ones who manufacture and currently supply Mytesi, which is the name brand Croflemer that I've been talking about in more detail. So you can always go back to reference those if you're interested, because I don't want to go into too much detail about their product. But again, they're looking to use their antidiarrheals for the COVID long haul patients, and they're currently using people who are on ARTs, or antiretroviral therapy. So specifically in the HIV community. So again, the anticipated subsidiary of the company in Italy will be named target of the Dragon SPAC, and has granted the Dragon SPAC exclusivity, to list on the AIM Italia and negotiate and finalize the documentation for the contemplated merger transaction. So guys, this is super important news. So again, one of the four things that I mentioned when I first brought Jaguar Health to everyone's attention is we need 4 rumors to come true. There was just some rumors about potential SPAC, a SPAC arrangement or a SPAC merger, which again, right now looks like it's coming true. And for anyone that doesn't know what an MOU is, or a Memorandum of Understanding, I just did a quick Google search to give you just the basic definition, but it seems like it mimics what a definitive agreement is here in the United States. So we know that definitive agreements are a must when it comes to completing a SPAC merger, within our exchanges here. But the Memorandum of Understanding is a document that describes the broad outlines of an agreement that 2 or more parties have reached. So basically, again, the word agreement is within the definition. So again, very similar to what we call a definitive agreement. So MOUs communicate the mutually accepted expectations of all the parties involved in a negotiation. While not legally binding, the MOU signals that a binding contract is imminent. So again, this kind of solidifies the rumors that we had, which, in my opinion, not financial advice by any means, but this is going to be a huge catalyst for Jaguar Health, and it's going to help propel the stock even more forward. So again, guys, I do want to go back because there was one more piece of news that came out, and that was the commitment. So after that, the next day, on the 19th, on Friday, which then I'll go into the fact that some big institutions decided to buy in after this news dropped. February 19th, JP Morgan and some others actually established brand new positions in JAGX, because currently it did have somewhat of a fall from its all-time high, even the 1-month high, and I'll go back and look at that in just a second. But here you could see Jaguar Health announces commitment to move forward with the exclusive relationship with the planned Dragon SPAC, which is pursuing listing on the AIM Italia and plans to target NAPO EU. So now we know this is all confirmed. It looks like, again, the SPAC merger is going to be happening. What did the big dogs do? What did the big institutions do? So if you look at Fintel.io, I told you guys, everyone that's on my Discord, this is where I look to see which companies or what different hedge funds are deciding to establish new shares. But as you can see, anything in the green here that's listed are companies who decided to finally, get some shares in the game. So you could see some like this Geode Capital Management, just a week before the announcement, 430,000 shares established for the first time at the current price where it was on the 12th. So again, we do know that week there was some bleeding when it comes to Jaguar Health, and we'll look at the price action in just a little bit. But the reason I want to tell you guys this is you can see JP Morgan, they didn't buy too many shares, but again, they're getting their skin in the game in anticipation for this merger and in anticipation for some of the other rumors to come true. Because again, we're looking for Q4 earnings. It is said that the rumor currently is Mytesi had a great quarter last quarter, so end of 2020, in sales, which is going to, again, when we have good earnings reports or when they beat expectations, that also is a potential catalyst for the stock to continue moving forward. So you can see a few different institutions. A couple did say, so Citadel, I know Citadel is one that's known, but they completely sold out of their position on the 16th. And it looks like Wedbush Securities also completely sold out. But the rest, people are either holding strong, anything in the white. So you can see Vanguard, 1.5 million shares of Jaguar Health or JAGX, and they're holding. They have not sold any shares yet. This is the 12th, of course. So again, JP Morgan's establishing a new position. That's somewhat reassuring, but the fact that they bought a pretty insignificant amount of shares makes me think, okay, maybe they're just getting into it. But HRT Financial, about 19,000 shares established. Again, this was on the 16th. So guys, a lot of these things kind of help me solidify my investment choice, the fact that I'm still holding. As you guys remember back on the live stream, at $2.71, I decided to increase my position size. I didn't buy too many, but again, I did increase my position size, averaging up, because I decided I still think it's a good entry point with the fact that it was, having a pretty red day on that day. So again, guys, one other thing I want to mention, $5 price target by a five-star analyst. So compared to where it is right now at $286 a share, $294 at market close, I still think that there's potential for this thing to continue moving upwards, especially if the rumors come true. So now you can kind of consider, depending on what happens next week, we can start to see that the SPAC merger price is the SPAC merger news is going to be priced into the stock. So regardless of what happens, if the price goes up or price goes down, now people understand and know what happened. The Wall Street folks know exactly that they have anticipated and understand that the SPAC merger is going through. So if they do not increase their position sizes, or if we do not see that Jaguar Health continues to move up throughout the next week, then we know that it's priced into this $2.86 or $2.94. So then again, that can help you determine whether or not you want to increase your position size, average up, or just continue to hold your shares, or even sell if you'd like. So again, none of my videos are for financial advice, guys. I just make these videos to put you guys on the plays that I'm on, and continue to update you along the way. Now for me, what am I doing personally? I'm going to continue holding. I told you guys, Jaguar Health is one I don't want to hold for just a month, 2 months, 6 months, rather for a year, maybe even 2 years, because an expanded market of antidiarrheals that could be used chronically. Again, as a pharmacist, this is something that I do not see in practice currently. There are some products out there, but compared to its competitors, Mytesi, if it gets expanded FDA labeling, has a lot of competitive advantage, especially the fact that some of the trials that we talked about in the past, they didn't have, and currently with the patients that are using it, no one has, 99% of patients do not experience constipation, which we see oftentimes with antidiarrheals. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Just wanted to give you guys an update on Jaguar Health. If you haven't invested, look at potential entry points. I don't have any, to really establish at 271 if it ever goes back down. As you can see, it last week on Wednesday, 267 was its, where it kind of bottomed out, but it has strong support. It had this strong support for about a month now. So moving pretty much sideways. So if it pulls back anymore, you can maybe get some skin in the game, but of course not financial advice. Otherwise, just see what happens with the shares that you originally started with. So until next time, everybody, keep investing.